Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to dive into one of the most essential skills for any virtual assistant, and that is calendar management. Whether you're scheduling meetings, setting reminders, or organizing tasks, mastering a digital calendar is key to staying on top of your game. In this tutorial, we're going to use Google Calendar, but the principles apply to most calendar apps out there. So let's get started. This is the Google Calendar dashboard when you first signed in. There are two ways for you to access your Google Calendar. First, you can open your browser like Chrome, Firefox, or Safari and type in calendar.google.com. Or you can alternatively go to google.com and click on the grid icon wherein you will see all the Google applications. And then select Calendar. If you're not already signed in, you have to enter your Google account email and password. Let's take a quick tour of the interface. On the left, you have the navigation pane where you can switch between day, week, month, and year views. You can also check all the schedules within the calendar. This is great for getting different perspectives on your schedule. The main area displays your events, and you can click on any date or time to start creating an event. Now, let's create an event. Click on the date and time where you want to schedule something. A pop-up window will appear. Alternatively, you can click the Create button in top left corner. This brings up a more detailed event creation window. Okay, let's try creating an event. Give your event a descriptive name, like, for example, client meeting with ABC Corp. And then select the date and time. If it's an all-day event, you have to check the box here. If this event repeats, click on Does Not Repeat and select how often it recurs. You can choose daily, weekly, monthly, or set a custom recurrence. In this tutorial, we will choose daily. Now, let's add some guests. In the Add Guest field, type the email addresses of anyone you want to invite. You can also manage guest permission here. For example, you can allow them to modify the event or invite others or see guest list. Don't forget to add a location. If it's a physical meeting, type in the address. For example, your client's meeting will be at Coffee Iconic in Brisbane City in Queensland. When you click this map icon, a Google Map location will be shown at the right side of the calendar. It is very helpful to all participants to know the location or the exact location of the meeting. For example, you already saved the event and your client told you that he wanted to have the meeting done via Google Meet instead of meeting the participants personally. Then you can just click on the event and hit the edit button at the top. Then click Add Google Meet Video Conferencing. Upon clicking, a Google Meet link is generated and added to the event. We should have the event description as well. Use the description box to add any additional details or instructions. For example, we have to put the agenda, brainstorming on Project ABC. We can also add attachment like a PDF, video, or photos. Okay, then down below you will see busy. So when you set an event status to busy, it signals to others who view your client's calendar that he's not available at that time. This is particularly useful in shared or organizational calendars where multiple people may be trying to schedule meetings or appointments. And then the default visibility. So it will follow the general privacy settings you have configured for your calendar. This might mean that the event is fully visible, partially visible, or only shows as busy depending on your calendar's default sharing settings. When an event is set to private, only you and those you've specifically granted full access to your calendar can see the details. Others will see the time as blocked and the event as private. And when it is set to public, anyone with access to the calendar can see all the details of the event, including the title, description, location, and any other information you've added. Then you can set up notifications to remind of the event. You can select 30 minutes before the meeting, or you can customize and choose how you want to be reminded. For example, you would like to be reminded via email. If you select 2 days, then you will receive a reminder via email 2 days before the meeting, and then save the event. For example, if you need to delete an event, just click on it to open the details, then click the trash bin icon. If it's a repeating event, you'll be asked whether you want to delete just this event, this and following events, or all events. For example, you're only deleting this event, then hit OK, and then you will be asked if you would like to send cancellation emails to Google Calendar guests. And then don't forget to click on the Save button. For example, your client's location is different. You have to change the time zone. Just click these more options below. And when you click time zone at the top, you'll see all the different time zones listed within the calendar. And on the left side of Google Calendar, you'll see a mini calendar. This is a great tool for quickly navigating to different dates without changing your current view. You can click on any date to jump directly to it in the main calendar area. If you need to see dates in a different month, use the arrows at the top of the main calendar to move forward or backward. And lastly is color coding. It is very helpful, especially to the virtual assistant, to quickly identify different types of events or categories. It makes the calendar visually appealing and easier to read. Okay, this time we are going to change my client's calendar. Hover your mouse to the calendar, click the three dots to show the color palette, and choose color green. I would like to change the calendar's color of the holidays in the Philippines from dark green to purple. Assigning colors to different categories of events like work, personal, meetings, or deadlines helps in prioritizing tasks and managing time effectively. Let's quickly review what we've covered. We learned how to navigate the calendar interface, create and manage events, add guests, set notifications, use additional features like color coding and mini calendar. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more tips and tutorial. Feel free to leave any questions or comments below. Thank you for watching and happy scheduling. Bye!